Wizards of the Coast announced an agreement to include all the content for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition in with Fantasy Grounds, which is a virtual tabletop system. In this video, I'll discuss what that means. Let me be blunt. I don't like virtual tabletops. And let me explain why. Everybody who's in playing Dungeons and Dragons and Tunnels and Trolls and all the other Savage Worlds and all the other games, you hate rules lawyers. People who sit down and will argue over the minutiae of how a rule would work. I want to know how a virtual tabletop is different from an automated rules lawyer, because that's all they really are. They have all the rules there. Oh, they make it easier to roll up your characters. Rolling up characters should not be a complicated process, shouldn't take very long, but people take a while to do that. But the issue that I have is that I like to be able to bend the rules. I like to be able to change the way things are going. I want to, if things are interesting and fun, then I will go with them. For example, in an adventure a while ago, I introduced a thing called a troll box. What it was I was inspired by Hellraiser with a little magical box that would summon the Cenobites. And I created something similar that you put creatures in. And I loaded it up with trolls. And what happened is if you picked up the box and you twisted it, it would release a troll. But it would also release a troll if you dropped the box. So anyway, the party is going along and they have one of these troll boxes, and they decide what we're going to do is I want to throw the box and have it hit the ceiling and then bounce off the wall and hit over on the floor. So we release 3 trolls. Well, let's be honest. That's a trick shot. Can they do that? And actually, from where the character was, the odds are I really couldn't see that. If you're running with, virtual tabletop, you've got something which restricts the view to only the things that you've set up with your map. So what happens that the DM can't, or maybe they can, but it's a lot of work to override on an individual case-by-case basis. I want to be able to control the narrative as the game master. If it's funny, if it's humorous, if it makes things more enjoyable, I game for the enjoyment of it, not for the rules. If I want to roll dice and follow all the rules, I can go to Vegas, or I can go to Atlantic City, or various things. There are dice games there that, the rules are well established. You roll the dice, you put your money and play the game. My dad used to play craps, and he actually was quite good at it. But that's not my kind of game. So what happens is that the game that I like to play is story driven. And what happens is, yes, I use the dice to help balance out things, to introduce some random concepts into it, to see if somebody succeeds or fails. But the real key is, if somebody tries something, I don't want the rule lawyer saying, oh, that doesn't work. I want to be able to change it. And what happens is all the tabletop does is make it an emphasis on combat and an emphasis on following the rules. Because, oh, you can't see that, or you can see that, but it's not about moving the story. I would like to hear somebody's comment about how one of the virtual tabletops, Roll20, Fantasy Grounds, any of the others that are out there, how they helped advance the story, how they helped make it more fun. How is it more humorous, more fun, more enjoyable to have that, to have this system working for that. Now you have to understand, I'm a geek. I love technology. I just don't think this one fits. Give me your comments. I'd love to hear them. See if other people agree that they think, oh, we have to go with Roll20. I've had players who almost forced Roll20 on me, and they were using it, and I wouldn't. And because it allowed me to do what I wanted to do in my way, and I didn't have to put up with anything that forced me to prepare maps, because I routinely change maps. And I change maps while I'm gaming. And because it makes things more interesting. And, you know, if a player says, oh, what if this has happened? So that's why I dislike the virtual tabletop, and I don't ever plan to use one. Google Hangouts works out well. I share what I want to share. And sometimes I share some things I shouldn't share because I click the wrong way and so on. But that's okay. That's like the Dungeon Master screen falling down and you see some things. In general, it doesn't really matter. I've actually done the one, to prove my point, I've actually had picked up the map that the players are in and held it up and said, here's the map, here's where you're at. Take a good look at it and then put it back down, and nobody can remember those details. Because they just can't. So the same thing is true with electronic. You may have a screenshot for just a second, unless you're doing screen capture, which I know someone actually did while I was gaming. That was sort of bizarre. But then they could pull it up and say, oh, this is what you said, but I can change it while we're gaming. So that's the thing I want. And sure, you can go in and edit your maps, but it seems like a lot more work. Where in Roll20 or in Fantasy Grounds, and I don't want a rules lawyer. That's not what I want. I prefer to game and be much more story driven, much more what's fun, and not the individual dice rolls. If you like my video, press the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate that. Or if this interests you, you can always subscribe to my channel. There's a button right above. I look forward to hearing some comments. Tell me what you think about this, and I'll try and reply, and we can see if I'll do some more of these. Thank you.